Last week we talked about booking the accommodation for visa application. Today I want to talk about insurance for visa application. This insurance document is another mandatory requirement that is usually in the checklist. So if you're confused about when you should pay for it, or the duration of time, or the type of company, as I usually say, this video will give you the detailed clarity of what you need to know. So stay tuned. If you're new here, subscribe. When I first read that I'm supposed to apply for insurance that is for the duration of time that you will be studying, I was very confused. I was lost because that's a long period of time. That is 2 years. So I'm like, pay for insurance for 2 years and I've not even gotten the visa. Then what if I don't get the visa? Will my money be refunded? I was just so confused. The two things that were really confusing me about, actually 3 things that were really confusing me about the visa process was insurance, bank statement, and proof of accommodation, which I also talked about in the previous videos. The good thing is when you contact these companies, they know what you need. If you just tell them that it's for visa application at the embassy and you explain that you're a student, they know the type of cover that is for you, at least for my company. I navigated through the websites and quotes of a couple of insurance companies in Kenya. I also need to mention that I was confused between paying for a local insurance company or paying for an international insurance company, because there are 2 types. And when you search on Google, you'll see companies that are offering international policies for students and they give quotes, but still the local one is still available. So I didn't quite know what to do. However, I did come across a document on the website for applying for a student visa in Kenya. That was like last year. I don't remember where that document is. If I do find it, I will put a link in the description. But there's a list of acceptable insurance companies. There are very many, by the way. The rule, at least for my time, is that it should be like $50,000. You don't pay $50,000. It is for the policy. Please don't get me wrong. You won't pay $50,000. This is the amount, not less than that. Yeah, finally I settled on the first company that was on that list was APA. I don't know, in my head, just my weird way of reasoning was, if the company is at the top of the list, it has to be a good company. So I visited them physically because I didn't want to gamble. I was in Westlands, I remember, right before my visa appointment. I went to Emirates, the Emirates main building that was there. I booked for my flight, just a booking that you don't need to pay, by the way. If you need me to make a video about booking for flight for embassy application, let me know. So I booked my flight, and right next I saw on Google Maps that APA insurance was not so far, like physically it wasn't far at all. After booking for my flight, I walked till APA. Let me read for you the location right now, if there's anyone who want to go there. And guys, this is not sponsored. They have not paid me to market them. Of course, I even have very few subscribers. I'm not famous, so I'm not an influencer, so don't think that I'm doing this to market APA insurance, but it's just what I went for. Let me tell you the location right now. Okay, I found it. The building is called Apollo Center in Ring Road, Parklands, Westlands, Nairobi, Kenya. This is just an example. I know that this video is going to be watched by people that are not only in Kenya. The interpretation that you could get from this is that you could go for a local insurance company. It doesn't have to be international, but this is the one that I used, and I am going to put their location in the description. Yeah, I went there physically. I told them that I'm expecting, this was on 22nd of July 2024. So I told them that I am expecting to travel in September and that I needed an insurance for visa application. So they said that you only need for like 1 month, just 1 month. Yeah, so I was kind of like, okay, that's good. Yeah, because they've done this before, they know. When I used to contact other companies, they used to like quote for me for the whole 2 years, and the money was like a lot. Like I think even in some case, I don't want to mention the names of the companies, but in some cases even over 50,000 Kenyan shillings to pay for insurance just for visa application doesn't really make sense. So don't pay for the whole period of stay that you will be in Italy. It's a travel insurance for you traveling, not for your study. I don't know why they've written that in the checklist, but it's very confusing. I can just show you an overview of how it looks like. I will not share my screen because that is a lot of work, but I can just show you how the policy looks like. Let me show you. Okay, so for example, this is the email that I got after visiting there and after paying. I will show you the details. It came as 5 documents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there are 5 attachments. Then the first document, it has the different types of, sorry, you don't have to see like you don't have to see the specifics. It's just to give you an example or an overview. So these are the types of insurances: platinum, diamond, gold, silver, basic, student. Now this one is the one that you will go for, and there's this one for seniors. So this one now for students is what I went for. Then they give you an embassy letter. This was on 22nd July. That's the day I went to the company. And the expected departure date, 15th September to 15th October. That is 1 month. Certificate number is very useless for you because it has expired. Student in Italy. Then my name, you see the limit is $50,000. Then and the details of what it covers: emergency medical. If it's nil, it doesn't cover it. For example, if you experience war, terrorism, all these things within that period, it is covered. Burial, if you die, God forbid, you'll be compensated $1,000. Return of your okay, this is now disturbing, but yeah, it just has all the details as to how the distribution of the $50,000 has been made. A lot of details right there. Then the insurance policy looks like this, hiding my passport number, but the information is just basically the same. Now this is the amount of money that I paid, $26. How much is that? Like around 3,000 and something. The other document that they give is this policy wording that I never even read, so you don't even have to worry about it. It just has a lot of like terms, conditions. Even when you apply for your visa, they don't need all this. But if you're the kind of person who has to read everything before you sign something, you will read it. It just has a lot of rules and stuff. Then they also give you a cover letter. I think there's a letter to you. They're very kind. They give you a lot. Now this is just basically them telling you about what you can do in case you need to cancel or get a refund, maybe if you don't get a visa, or if you need to change the dates. Let me read for you. In the event of you wishing to cancel the cover, APA will reimburse 80% of the premium paid, subject to notification before the commencement of the cover. If you wish to change the date, you must notify them also before the commencement of the cover. And these are their contact details. I hope they haven't changed, but yeah, basically in both events you must notify them before the date of the commencement of the cover. Otherwise you will not get your refund because it will have been against the policy. Yeah, but honestly it's not a lot of money to lose if you're just paying 3,000 and something. That's for APA. I don't know about other countries, but it's not a lot of money. Yeah, so basically that's about APA. That's what I did. I have shown you the documents so you have an idea of how it will look like, or if you choose to go for another company, you will know what the mandatory documents. Of course, it's the policy and maybe the letter to the embassy. You can also compare other companies as well. I'm not telling you APA is the way. There are so many. There's a whole list. I don't remember where I will try to find it, but you can compare different amounts, see which one is convenient. Even for the people in other countries, just compare, ask for quotes, send emails, visit their websites, compare and eliminate, and go for the one that you feel is the best for you. Another thing, for you to pay for the student one, I've shown you there's platinum, there's gold, there's diamond, silver, but for you to qualify for the student one, you must be below 30 years old. If you're above 30, you might need to pay more, I hope not, or maybe pay for a different policy. Another thing is you will now print the documents that I've told you are mandatory for whatever company you go for, and that is what you will attach in the checklist. It's a travel insurance. There are so many types, so many covers, but this is a travel insurance. That's what you need for embassy application. That's what I used. I would also want you to note that I'm not sure if these local insurance companies are acceptable in Italian hospitals in the event that you get sick. Maybe someone could clarify that in the comment section. But the reason as to why it's better to pay 1 month is that when you arrive here, you could always apply now for the insurance in Italy, like from an Italian company, or if they do accept, you can extend because now you already have a visa. Yeah, because it's always safe to have insurance. For me, nobody has ever come to me to ask me, do you have insurance? But for your permesso di soggiorno, you will need insurance. So for my flatmate, for example, she used I don't think it was APA. Hers was, I think, Jubilee. Yes, if I'm not wrong. She used her local insurance company for permesso di soggiorno. I also used APA. I came to renew. After you get your visa, now you can renew. If in any case someone in the embassy asks you why you've paid for 1 month, tell them that you will renew for whatever country you are in. So I hope that it's clear that I paid $26. I don't know if they've increased the amount, $26.06. If I was to convert that with the current rate, maybe of like 135 times 26.06, that's 3,500 Kenyan shillings. That was very cheap. It was very cheap, so that is what I paid. The amount that is covered is $50,000. Please guys, please, like, if you have not studied the topic of insurance, it's not like now you'll be given that $50,000. For example, maybe if you get sick or something and it's in the policy, it will not exceed, like, you cannot pay more than $50,000, or maybe your goods get lost, your baggage, something like that. It cannot compensate more than $50,000. Of course, there are in insurance, in risk management, in all that, there are usually policies, clear policies that you cannot violate. You cannot, if you've studied business, you know that, for example, there's the principle of indemnity. It's not to make you rich, it's for compensating you. And also the principle of proximity clause, whereby the loss suffered must be in direct relation to the policy, things like those. I didn't know, I still remember my high school studies, but yes, in most cases you won't need to use it. It's just protocol. It's like if you pay for an insurance for a car, that doesn't mean that you will get an accident. It's just protocol. So it's just to be safe just in case. It's a precautionary measure. So it's a mandatory document and you must have it. And I don't think there is anything I haven't told you. I know this video felt like it's about APA insurance, but the only reason as to why I've spoken about it in detail is because it is the company that I went for. If you are in other countries, I do think that it is the same procedure, to be honest. Just finding an acceptable insurance company in your country. Go for the famous ones. Just go for the famous ones, to be honest. Don't go for those like that. I don't want to demarket anybody, but just go for what, like, everyone knows this company. So I don't even know if APA is the most famous one in Kenya. There are so many, but just go for a good company. Also look at how they treat you, how they respond to you. If you send an email, how fast they respond. If you visit them physically, how efficient are they? That is what you use to choose the kind of company that you want. At the end of the day, it's not just about cost, it's also about efficiency, about service. So I hope you get a good company. By the way, I have to tell you that I have a WhatsApp support group for international students who are incoming and those who are presently in Italy. It's just like a medium of sharing information, because you might find that there's someone who you've been admitted to the same school, same department, same city. So yeah, we exchange information there. I will put the invitation link on the description as well. You are welcome to join, and that's the fastest way in which I can respond to your concerns. And if I can't, another student can. Students from all over the world, you can ask them what companies they went for. So okay, that is it for today. All the best in this journey, all the best in your visa process. If you're watching this video, that means that you're already in the late stages of your visa application process. So all the best, all the best, all the best. Keep praying, keep giving me those suggestions, giving me ideas on the type of content that you want me to create. So I do listen, I do read the messages. For sure, the ones that I know I have to do are the embassy interview and how to write a statement of purpose. Yeah. So if there's anything else, let me know. Last week we were below 200 subscribers. We were at like 170 something. Today we are at 230 something. So baby steps, we are growing. Thank you to everyone who's been here. Thank you for everyone who is growing with me. I appreciate everybody who's been like telling me thank you, like, oh, telling me this, I got admission, your videos are helpful. Like it feels very motivating. In fact, I just started recording this video because I read such a I read such a message just now. So I felt so happy. I feel like it's impactful, even if it's just to one person or to two people. If you come here, like that's a shift of where you are. This is a whole new journey of your life. So just being part of that new journey and being able to guide you in any way that I can is what gives me satisfaction. Remember to watch my TikTok videos about general life experiences in Italy. Yeah, because apart from these formal things, you also want to know the informal the informal day-to-day life experiences. See you in the next video. Ciao.